Hi, my name is Mina Gabriel. I'm from London, England. And in early June, I kind of headed up to here with the lockdown in the UK and decided to travel to the first country which kind of opened up its doors. And the first one I found was Serbia. So I head on over to Serbia and I spent 2.5 weeks there. And happy to tell you how it went. So I decided to go to Serbia because it released kind of rules that kind of said you're welcome to join us at any time. They didn't have a 14-day quarantine upon arrival, so it was a bit more flexible. And they didn't have tests upon entry or anything of that form. The airlines did have some rules around kind of like wearing a mask and just being a bit more protected. I was reading about it on the Serbian embassy's website and everything seemed to be clear. So I booked a flight and flew across to Serbia, to Belgrade. I flew with Air Serbia, and that was actually the recommendation from the embassy itself. So the embassy kind of said on the website, it'd be better if you flew with Air Serbia. And I noticed that Air Serbia had some flights coming back. And so I was just like checking when their availability is, and they only had a few out of London to Belgrade in the week that I was looking to travel. And so I picked up one of those flights. There were no kind of special requirements or rules entering into Serbia. I had to wear a mask on the flight itself and at the airport too in Belgrade. And there was kind of a lot of notifications that kind of recommend keeping your mask on and washing your hands and keeping a safe distance from others around. And it was kind of easy abiding by those rules, and everybody there was abiding by those rules too. But nothing in terms of like a test that was required or a check of temperature, anything of that sort. It was strange when I arrived in Belgrade because actually it kind of had the same amount of people out and about as I see here in London. So even though London is in a lockdown and people are told to kind of stay home if they don't need to go out and only go out when they really need to and not meet in groups or make them small groups from households and keep distances between them, in Belgrade it kind of felt like the exact same amount of people were outdoors. And it kind of made sense because of the population difference. So even though maybe a lot of people were out in Belgrade, the population was too small to kind of notice that. I didn't feel anything different. A lot of people are wearing masks, people are keeping their distances from one another. Whenever there's a lineup for something, there's enough space between people. Certain shops, stores, banks, post offices are keeping people kind of limited on how many can enter and so on. So all in all, it felt like a very kind of normal experience in comparison to what's happening here in the UK, which felt equally normal. Belgrade was a great place to be. The weather was ups and downs, so very similar to London and a lot of parts of Europe in general. People were very nice. There's a lot less fear and anxiety over there, so people are kind of more relaxed and more kind of trying to get back to normal and trying to accept the times that we're in and make the most of them. And I reached out to More Than Belgrade. I found them online. I was doing a search for ways to spend your days in Belgrade, and I found kind of near the end of my trip More Than Belgrade, and they had a variety of things that they offered, from kind of day outs, excursion, hospitality trips, tourism around other parts of Serbia, so not just Belgrade, nights out, day spas, like a variety of things that they were offering for all sorts of groups. And I found that very interesting, and they were very easy to reach. So they actually had a WhatsApp number right there pinged through and got an answer within 20 minutes from a Stephen. And Stephen was very helpful from the moment that he got my message, and all the way through to kind of a number of plans that he put in place for me, which was incredible. I had a really good time. And yeah, I obviously came to Belgrade by chance on this occasion, and I'd love to go again, not just to Belgrade, but to Serbia in general. And I'd definitely trust Stephen and his whole team there at More Than Belgrade to put together a great trip for me. I saw that they do corporate trips too, which I thought was very handy and a great idea for when we kind of do a corporate gathering for myself and the company. And it's definitely something we're going to look into. And really a big thank you to Stephen, to the whole team there at More Than Belgrade. I really enjoyed my time, even though we only met for a couple of days. It was so helpful. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, I hope this helps. Take care.